Yes, so my correct people. How una dey? Hope so una dey fine. It don't stay small we will never see. It don't stay small we will never story. Yes, now the program where they call and say the SS&S Show for Vosa World Radio TV. And that one a sister where they stay for corner house where they call it say Mummyritz. When I know say for the SS&S Show, would they look the thing the way they need to work up for quarter, would they check out. Well looking glass, check and see how it dey. They will enter Bible now for see what the way God don't talk about that palaver. Yes, I know say school don't start and say mom they don't go back for school, boy then too they don't go back for school. And so now why that way? I know say first lesson for class they don't surely teach them colors them, teach them different thing them. So before the go place where they go today, just call boy, call mom. When they can't show you that black button where YouTube don't put them for corner, they where they write for this is subscribe. Yes, may they show you the button. May you just click for the button. When you click for that button, it go mean that say you don't subscribe for Vosa World Radio TV. So that anytime when this program or any other program for Vosa World Radio TV come, now you go be first man for no. And as boy, they show you that button where you click for this, so not click and you want. Go call pa boy, go call mommy mom. Men then too they cash it on. Because today we'll not go stay, we'll get now some small story where he bring we. Yes, and this story for today, now say with the advice we self. With the advice we self because we know say school don't start. And when school starts, so plenty things that they happen, things that they pass for mommy and papa, they ahead them. They make ourselves, they chop, they not feel sleep, they chop, they not feel fat. People they sleep for night, they talk only them because they don't too check sense, the worker. But this one today, now just some advice way, it go help you, it go help me too. And why that way today with the advice we self, our main passage, our main Bible passage today, now Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 10. But when I know waiting, before they enter the advice, more salute the people the way they need to understand pidgin. Hello folks, it's been a while. Trust you're doing great. Today we are here to advise ourselves on something that concerns our daily lives, especially given the fact that school has resumed in most parts of the world. And so it's just a piece of advice that is beneficial to me and to you as well. And so we'll take it in pidgin first as usual, and then we'll return to English so that each of us can live with something at the end of this show. I'll go back to the pidgin language. Don't go anywhere. See you in a bit. My people, so main passage for today now Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 10, where it talks say wisdom it be profitable for direct. It means say sense. We need sense for life. Not be sense for check, check sense when for bad thing, but sense where it come out for God the book. Sense where it come out for God, where they call them for grammar, say wisdom. Now we need them for succeed for this life. And why we need that wisdom, my people, that say and say school don't start. And so would they send boy them for school, would they send mom them for school. But when they follow them go school, when they be with them for class, we don't know the kind of people the way they meet up and like classmates. We don't know the kind of people the way they meet up and like teachers them. Like this, like that. Not be all my way kinda school will clean hearts. Some people the day where their heart black safe past night. Some people the day where their belly bitter for inside. But you know the show for face because heart know the show for face. And so the first advice will go advice will self now say, even if it like boy they don't late for go school for morning time like waiting, or mom don't late for go school for morning time like waiting, may we always make sure say before we begin they come out for house, may we take time for pray for them, may we take time for cover them with the blood of Jesus, may we take time for put our hand for their head or hold their hand, pray so that as they go, God himself go with them. We look at even for Bible. Plenty instances the day Abraham be the blessed picking them, Isaac blessed picking them, Jacob blessed picking them. They not be the do so now because they not begin a work for do. They not be the do so now because they be jammed in for do. They be the do so because they be understand the power way it day in the blessing way Papa the give for picking or Mommy the give for picking. More no wait only time we can die before we call family meeting. May all man gather they will begin talk blessing and this. No, for the daily time the way boy they go school, mom they go school. More the bless them, more the bless them, more cover them with the blood of Jesus, so that even if Satan be one right then later that day, Satan no go see their address because we don't already cover them with the blood of Jesus. Now the first advice that way will be getting for today. The second advice now say wait, my people, the finger them for one hand they not be the same. So one day with the long, so one day with the short. Some people their finger they fat, some people their finger they dry. But all we thank God say finger na finger. We use finger them for do the thing the way we're supposed to do them. And so wait till we try for talk for you and say waiting. Mo not look man it thing will longer. Mo not look man it thing will talk say no. It does so me too I must get this thing. As a finger them for the hand they not be the same. No enter nyongo because say you want send boy or mom for some particular school where your hand no reach. My people, it go nice me will cut according to material. Then you used to talk say cut your coat according to your size. But if you fat, you get small material. Just so you your petticoat. After coat na coat. No go follow friend them, follow family member them, follow people them way they know side way they don't put their hand. When people they sleep for night, you know this they not they sleep for night. They never go ever tell you that kind of thing until when long hand don't reach 12, until when he don't bad. Now that time you go no say this so actor one come out for this film, chef Bandi one die for this film. Wait till the talk now say my people, if your hand not reach for send boy or mom for some kind of school where the school fees plenty, where you go need say me you borrow plenty, it go need say me you check sense, it go need say me you beg plenty, it go need say me you even enter nyongo before you send boy or mom for that school. My people, me will not send them for the school. Me will send them for the school where it dey in accordance with pocket. Where we fit afford. This one not mean say we not go get plans and ambitions for picking them. We fit get plans and ambitions for picking them, but in actual fact, me will be realistic. You know say wisdom fit teach we say if you send boy and mom for school where your hand fee reach, where your pocket fee reach, for last fight, boy fee even do very well, mom fee even do very well, so they fee even get scholarship. Scholarship na that thing where people they way na organization them, better people they way their own day. They fit talk say no, find people the way they take first, second, third, even fourth and fifth, or people the way they do so, people the way they do so, we want sponsor them for school. So instead of for the get headache, for the married for chakara, for you for the talk for night, waka talk for road you want, waka dance way na confusion, they make you dance not be because of music they play, because say you want more send boy and mom for some particular school. You want me must be to say, may they know you for quarter, say you day, say you don't make her, you don't hammer, you to be better person. Where you know fine for your heart, say your pocket no rich. Instead of for the get that kind of headache, instead of for the see people they come they pass a road, you pass a different side because you owe their money and you not get way where you go back the money simply because you be use and pay boy their school fees. Now time where we get to use sense, we get to use wisdom, we get to use common sense for send boy and mom for school way, we hand fee rich, we pocket fee pay. We know go be na the one way you know as I talk when night reach headache the start directly. And the second advice that we'll be getting for today. The third advice now say waiting my people. Small time as school don't start so they'll start give boy and mom the test. You want to see that they'll start come say no mom, boy, and mama, they be talk say so, papa, they be talk say so. So we'll get to write tests, different tests. And of course, when they write tests, they go get results. Even if boy and mom they fail, my people, me will not use will mob then coach boy. Me will not use will mob then coach mom. Yo yes or mommy go tell the pikin say you don't like your papa. If papa is honest, define waiting for the failure where the pikin don't fail for school. Now, if papa is honest, make and the pikin fail for school. Okay, you where you get sense, why the pikin not take your sense pass for school? Or you go yes or some papa go tell the pikin say you foolish like your mommy. As the mommy foolish so now you make and the pikin foolish for school. You where you get sense, why the pikin not take your sense pass for school? Papa them, mommy them. When boy they come with results where they not find, when boy they fail test, not be time where we need for coach them, not be time where if you need the work out between papa and mommy, then we will take that style and coach the picking them because they need the work out papa and mommy them. No, I mean that time that's what we need for encourage them. Boy, you not pass today, but no worry, life never end. Boy, I feel find you private teacher. Boy, I feel find you where you go to learn one or two things that we are friended. Boy, I feel find where Miss SF I feel teach you if you get the time and the possibility for teach boy. Boy, I feel find where you know, mom, I feel find where you could learn this thing differently. And then eventually you begin encourage them, you begin pray for them. Tell them, say, mom, you not pass today. No me say you not go pass tomorrow. Mom, if you concentrate, if you put head for book, you go learn the thing where you get to learn. Say you get 1/10 today, no mean say tomorrow you not get 10/10. Mom, no worry, no fear, no give up. Tomorrow you feel come up from 1/10, reach even for 5/10. And if you feel reach 5/10, it means so you feel eventually reach 10/10. Papa, mommy them, not be time this will get to coach boy and mom them. When would they coach them so would they reduce their self-esteem? When would they coach them so would they reduce their self-confidence? Would they reduce their personality? And when would they coach them so once they get power, that coach no go make it come up for 1/10, reach for 10/10. But that blessing, that encouragement, that effort will they put up for find them teacher here and there, for teach them too, for make them make they learn fine, if move them from 1/10 to 10/10. Yes, the next thing I say, we'll get to understand, say, when something happen for school, we'll not only get to hear the way the teacher talk, just believe him. Or we'll not only get to hear the way the student don't just talk, we believe him. We will need the two sides so that we will understand what it don't really happen for school. Some teacher, the day way they behave some way it not fine. And so when you let papa and mommy, you hear something way teacher talk, not only believe the way teacher don't talk, yeah too for the side where the picking don't talk it own. You know to say some picking the day way their own kind of story them. It used to get malaria, it used to get kind complication for inside. So for you now, for make right decision like papa or like mommy, make sure say you hear the way the teacher don't talk. Make sure to say you hear the way the picking don't talk. And then you use now your common sense, you use now your head as God go to lead you in the place of prayer for know how for handle the matter. More not being that kind of parents the way they only believe the thing the way the teacher they talk. Then we need the green listen to thing where they picking the talk. Because sometimes they be so, teacher not be God, teacher not be all-knowing person, teacher too fit make mistake. And so we will need for listen to picking them. So that when we listen to them too, it boost their confidence. It make a more know to say we get confidence for them. Yes, but sometimes they be two ways on picking the day way, now zam them. It worry the government. So we not only get to the yeti way they picking the talk, just the vex with teacher, just the fine teacher problem. No, we need to make sure say as we yeti way picking talk, we take time to for yeti way teacher talk. When we hear the story for two sides now, then we now like parents them we go use with intuition, we go use with discernment, we go use with common sense where God don't give we for know how for handle the matter. So that at the end of the day, it no go be na something way maybe the picking gets something where they worry and if they try for talk and but the parents they know the green listen because they only believe that way teacher they talk. Or maybe the teacher gets something to where it worry, some suggestion, some idea when a fine idea, but because the parents are not the green listen to the teacher, they only listen to the picking them. At the end of the day, they miss the advice way the teacher be get for Giam, we go help that picking in one way or the other. So the advice na say when something happen, we will hear for the picking and we will hear for the teacher before we decide which way we get to do. As I talk, some picking the day with the strong head, any papa and mommy know how their picking day. So we will not be na the kind of people where you know will only hear the picking inside. Some picking the day for house when are angels them. But if you meet up them out of house, when you meet up them for school, you'll wonder, you'll wash and you'll ask yourself at the same picking days. Yes, just like some teacher the day with here, their own mission for the not only for teach picking them thing the way they supposed to teach them for school. They teach them thing way if you yourself the papa and mommy check up, it will give you headache. So it be important for we papa and mommy them for make sure say we always strike a balance as we listen to the two sides. We will go for God for give we direction for know which side they talk true and which side not they talk true. And the last advice for today, I say may we not compare with picking them, not compare mom with papa boy picking, not compare papa boy with mommy picking them. People, all man get the way it is. Any man different. God send all we for the way different. We fit learn good things from another person. Mom fit tell mom say mom see this your other friend oh it pass fine for school, see wait the way they learn am, see wait try for be friend, try for go close for it so that una two una fit the learn together so that you two fit get the kind marks the way it get am. Na good way that for encourage pikin for grow, but not the tell boy say boy you dull, why you not fit be like papa Zachariah pikin, why you not fit be like mommy Maria pikin. That pikin they not be the same. And so the more you dey compare them, the more you dey make am boy spirit the weak, the more we dey make am boy spirit the weak. Boy no fit learn, boy no fit focus for class because all time we dey compare you with people the way they do better than you. We get for understand say even as boy they take first, people the day where they take first for class and people the day where they take last two for class. So we will not compare boy only with the first people then for class. We will not forget the people the day where they don't take last for class. Instead of for the compare with the first for class, for the making you feel bad, for making you feel like say they do the right thing. Instead, encouraging and say, boy, the person will take first for your class, not get na two heads. If you take first for class, you too fit take first for class. If you read, if you do your homework, if you do so, if you focus for school, if you not find palaver, if you not enter trouble, you too fit take first for class. Now the better way that for encourage boy for move from number 10 to number 1 for class. Of course, each and every one of our picking them, they get their strength, they get their thing the way they be good at. Some will know the first boy may go do science simply because Papa Zachariah picking don't go must do science, so boy must do science too. Or more no first mom may mom go do arts, or mom may go enter some program because say another person the picking don't enter that program. will pikin the day different. Their IQ, their capacity, the way they feel learn for school day different. And so instead of for the compare them in a negative way, may we encourage them. May we take time for she don't talk with them. Hear the thing the way they like them. Hear the thing the way they be good at. And then we now the parents will go put on with eyeglasses. We go put on with looking glass, with discernment, with wisdom, where Papa God don't give we for know the thing where it go work for boy and for mom their life. May we not force them for do the thing the way we want to make they do and the parents. Parents, they get ideas, they get wisdom. But at the end of the day, now boy and mom their life. No be we get to force them for say, because say I not be doctor, because I not be this, because I not be that, you must be. If not be boy you feel, if not be mom you feel, you go just put them now for trouble. And so before we wrap up for today, it go good make I explain the same thing way we don't explain them for here for English. And so hello folks, once again we are encouraging ourselves, considering the fact that schools have resumed in most parts of the world. Our main passage for today is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 10, in which we are told that wisdom is profitable to direct. In this light, we are encouraging ourselves, we are advising ourselves, first and foremost as parents, to always pray for our children before they go to school. It's not just okay to send them to school because we don't know the kind of classmates, teachers, and people whom they will meet in school. It's important for us to always cover them with the blood of Jesus. Take time to pray for them so that whatever plans the enemy has for them will not succeed. The likes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they were in the habit of blessing their children. It's not because they were idle, but it's because they understood the power that lies or that is attached to a blessing. We shouldn't wait until we are on our dying beds before we rally our children to bless them. Continue to bless your children. Continue to pray with them and pray for them even as they set out for school. The next advice is the fact that we should not be ready or eager to send our children to schools that are beyond our means. The 5 fingers of the hands are not the same. And so if that other person is able to afford a more luxurious school, instead of beefing them and getting angry with them, rejoice for them. And instead of getting into secret societies and things that are not, very, very good because we want to prove a point, we want to send our children to a particular standard or class of school, even when we don't have the means, it will eventually land us into trouble. At the end of the day, it will not just be about proving a point by sending the children to school, it will also take a toll on us, it will wear us down, and it will land us into bigger trouble than we can handle. And so it is important for us to cut our coats according to our materials and not according to our sizes. You can also send that child to an ordinary school that is commensurate to your means. And then eventually, if the child does well, who knows? Somebody with a scholarship, an organization offering a scholarship, might just be ready to sponsor that child to the school of your dreams, which you were not able to afford earlier on. And so we should get this straight. We should not compare or compete with others because our means are not the same. The third is the fact that as children are going to school, of course, they are going to be given tests. When they come with bad test results, it's not time for us to insult them, denigrate them, get back at our spouses through them. You begin to tell a child that you are as dull as your father or you are as foolish as your mother. How does that help to improve the child's grades? If the child gets bad grades because they are as dull as their father or as foolish as their mother, what we should be doing instead is to encourage them to say, today you got 1/10. It doesn't mean that you cannot get 8/10, 9/10, or even 10/10 tomorrow. It's important for us to continue to encourage the children so that we can also make efforts to look for private teachers, help them to work with their friends who are doing better so that in the end, they will be able to get better results. And then the next piece of advice is the fact that we should be the kind of people who strike a balance. We listen to the teacher's side of the story and to the student's side of the story. Most of us only listen to the teachers and discard what our children have to say. We forget that teachers are not angels. They too are human beings with flaws. Yes, some children can be stubborn, but it is important for us to listen to the child so that we get their version of the story, and also listen to the teacher to get their version of the story in order to ascertain what we are going to decide as parents, of course, in the place of prayer. Some children are angels at home, but they are not exactly angels out of home. At school, they are something else. And so if we know our children only based on what we see at home, it is important for us to get the teacher's opinion, the suggestion, and the advice that the teacher has to give. But then we don't only also know the teachers to the best of our abilities. So it is important for us as parents to always listen to both sides in order to strike the balance and to make the right decision. And the last piece of advice for today is the fact that we should not compare our children with other children. No two children are the same, not even identical twins. And so if that other person is doing well, instead of telling the child that why can't you do like this other person, why can't you have good grades like this other person, or instead of forcing them to do the things that we want them to do, or you want that child to become a medical doctor, to become a celebrity, to become a this, is that child's calling? Is that what that child is good at? Is that what that child is passionate about? As parents, it will be better for us to say, oh, this person is doing well. The people who took first in your class, they are human beings like you. And so if you study, if you put your head to it, if you focus, if you get the help that is required, you will be able to go heights and places unknown. And so instead of comparing negatively, let us instead encourage our children to liaise, to work with people who are doing well so that they too can become better at their craft. That was the bit we put together for today's episode, and we are reminding ourselves that wisdom is profitable to direct. And so before we part company, our proverb for today is the fact that he who is wise heeds advice. And so that is what we are here to tell ourselves today. We hope that we were able to learn a thing or two. Before we eventually wrap up the show, I'll need to conclude in pidgin. So my people, now the one that we will gather around for today, now there's more advice that we will bring and for ourselves today. And we'll pineapple for today now say head way gets sense, not the deny advice. So if you sure say your head gets sense, you say go no same the advice. So you go pick the one way it work for you, you go throw away the one way it no work for you. But all the same, now say may all we put hands together so that boy and mom their time for school go be na the one way they go learn something, and tomorrow they go feel be better people. And so as we ever talk, if you know say they go do one for you, it hurt you, not do one for another person. Thank una hold them tight, una take care, and una stay blessed. Bye bye.